Hey, what's up guys? It's Chuck from Brady Adventures, and I'm looking for some different ways to try and make my roof nest a little bit more comfortable during these colder months. Been up there a couple times where it got really cold and the bedding was cold when I got in there and it took me a long time to warm up. I know some people like to use different kinds of heaters and things like that, but I didn't really want to take anything up there that might burn. So I decided that I would try out one of these 12-volt electric blankets. This one is the iHealthComfort. I got it on Amazon. There's a ton of these. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between them. But I picked this one because it has a 30, 45, and 60-minute shutoff timer, and it also has a high, medium, and low setting. I also like this one because it's 55 by 40, which is perfect. It's just inside the size of the mattress up there, so it should be able to heat most of that area. I'm going to lay this electric blanket down on my mattress, and then I'm going to put my roof nest down blanket over the top of it. Now, ideally what I do is pop my tent when I got to camp, plug in the electric heater, put it on a 60-minute high setting so it's warming everything up there, and then by the time I'm ready to get into that tent, it's nice and warm. Got a thermometer up there, and the ambient temperature right now is about 45 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up there and hook it up and come back in about an hour and see how warm it is up in the tent. My power station's back here. It has a regular 12-volt socket output that's rated at 120 watts. Now, even if this thing is pulling 4.8 amps, like the website says, that will be between 50 and 60 watts. So I'm well within the limits of my little power station, and certainly within the wiring, because I wired everything with pretty heavy gauge wire. Alright, so let's spread this thing out and see what we got here. Got some instructions. Probably would have been a good idea just to take a look at these instructions first. The max output is 50 watts or 4.2 amps. I should clarify, 4.2 amps. It's not that bad if you have a dual battery system, and especially if you're only using it for an hour. I don't think you'd want to use this for very long off of your main starting battery, especially when it's cold outside. The fleece on this thing is really nice, and it's reversible. It's gray on one side and blue on the other. Look how plush this thing is. Ooh, super plush. You know what this reminds me of? The seats in my 84 Cutlass. And it's got a long cord here, so hopefully that'll reach. Now the wire is a little shorter than I'd like. The power cord is 6 feet long. Is not really enough if I want to have this controller up by where my pillow's at. Might get an extension for that, or just deal with having to reach down near my feet to turn it back on. I don't necessarily need the controller right up by me. A tiny bit shorter than I would like, but reality is I'll have my pillows up here and it gets pretty close to the end, so I think it'll be good enough. 50 degrees in the tent right now, and it's pretty cold because this has been packed up in my truck. So let's take a look at this little controller here. High, medium, low. All right, and then I can pick my timer. Okay, so I have it on 60 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and go to high for 60 minutes. All right, we'll be back in an hour. It's been about 50 minutes, 45 degrees outside, and I'm just going to stick my hand under here. Oh yeah, that's definitely roasty toasty, nice and warm under there. It's not super hot. Let's take a look. It's 76.2 degrees, so it went from 50 degrees with it 45 outside up to 76.2 in about 50 minutes. I wanted to do one more test when the conditions were a little bit more like what it would be when I was out camping in the cold. Got a morning here and it is cold. It's 32 degrees. I've got frost on the truck, frost on the window. This time I'm going to zip up the doors with the top down where there's a little bit of ventilation, since that's how I would normally set this up. And we'll come back in an hour and see how warm it is underneath the blanket. See what we got. Okay, it's warm under there. It's not nearly as warm as it was the other day. Okay, I'm at 54 degrees. So that's way better than 32. So you got about a 22 temperature increase. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and leave this on for another hour. The electric blanket has been going for about 2 hours, a little bit less, and yeah, wow, okay, it's a lot warmer under there. Let's see what the thermometer says. 66 degrees. So we went from 32 degrees to 54 degrees to 66 degrees, and that will be quite comfortable to get in there. I think we're gonna go ahead and keep this thing and try it out next time we go camping when it's a little chilly out. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching. Did you get any plumber's crack while I was doing that? If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And always feel free to leave us any comments or questions that you might have.